KitGuru is at Computex 2024 with NETAC. We first came across NETAC with a PC Specialist review. The storage, which was branded PC Specialist, was actually OEM'd by NETAC. And what we have, intriguingly, is nothing especially cutting edge. And that might sound contradictory. Come on in close, Dominic. Mind the step. Memory. If you look to the right, we have some brand new memory, Shadow S DDR4. We've discussed this earlier in the show. The fact is a great many systems run on DDR4. Even though we all use DDR5 on the latest platforms, DDR4 is the mainstream. And we move left, Shadow 2 up to 3600. Doesn't that just sound slow? But as we move across, we do indeed come across some DDR5. Relatively slow, 4800 to 6200. You can see the heat spreaders vary from module to module. It's all perfectly pleasant and understated. We've asked the question, what are the ICs under the heat spreaders? They won't tell us. The thing is, NETAC is a Chinese company rather than Taiwanese, so it's entirely possible they're using Chinese memory ICs, but they might be slipping in the odd South Korean IC, and that tends to result in a bit of discretion. At the left-hand side, we have the Z or Z RGB DDR5, rated up to 8,000 mega transfers. I struggle to believe that's Chinese ICs under there. I think that has to be South Korean, very likely SK Hynix. But I have no confirmation of that fact. You'll notice that we do not have the timings, just the outright clock speed. And as we pull back, below those memory modules, we have the retail packages. And as you can see there, loads of RGB. And we move across to the right to a built system where the RGB is on show. It might be worth noting the cooler on the CPU is by Deepcool, another Chinese brand. I suspect there's a little bit of show of unity going on here. Plenty of RGB, but it's the NETAC memory that we're here to see today. When I said not especially cutting edge, the point is when we move to these SSDs, we're talking Gen 4 rather than Gen 5. The NV7000Q is brand new. Simon is receiving one of these very soon to review. Next to that, we have the NV7000, and then we have the NV7000T that Simon has already reviewed. You can expect to see quite a lot of coverage of NETAC products on KitGuru. The reviews of those are going well. And as we move down the line, we move to previous generations of M.2 SSD. The NV5000T is still Gen 4x4. I believe when we get down to the NV3000, we're back to Gen 3. However, if you compare M.2 to SATA, these drives are still blazing fast. And we move around the corner to some slightly more mainstream SSDs. And then we come to some sunglasses, because why the heck not? And also earbuds. It's remarkable how some of these companies have a huge portfolio of products. But returning to storage, we're completely back in NETAC's wheelhouse. So the ZX20 external SSD, this has a USB 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type-C interface, transmission speeds up to 2,000 megabytes per second, or 2 gigabytes per second if you prefer. Intriguingly to my mind, the ZX10 next to it has a very similar interface, USB 3.2 Gen 2, but not by 2 Type-C, and the transmission speed halved to just over 1 gigabyte per second. And then we have an older Z11 external SSD, and that has half the transmission speed again, 550 megabytes per second. In essence, you get what you pay for. And a few more examples of external storage. SSD and then 2 HDDs. Yes, there is still a market for external HDDs in 2024. And launching at Computex, we have 3 flash drives, seeing these for the very first time. The US 9 up to 1 gigabyte per second, capacity up to 1 terabyte. The US 8 also up to 1 terabyte, half the speed, 550 megabytes per second. Type A and Type C, and then we have the US 5, also 550 megabyte per second up to 1 terabyte, and that is also dual Type A and Type C. And as we move along the line, various other iterations on USB flash drives. A couple more devices from NETAC. We have this external storage device, which is specifically for your iPhone, and it is called, and I'm reading a cheat card, the HD10M2PT. We've seen this type of device already. So it's going to mount on the rear of your phone. We have a magnetic ring there, and I'm going to use Dominic's phone as a donor example. Here we go with the snap. Beautiful. And then, of course, you plug in the connector. But I don't want to plug in someone's external device to Dominic's phone. That would be just mean of me. Who knows what they'd find? And there we go. Loads of extra storage on your iPhone. And we're going to close out looking at some accessories. LKEW07 audio glasses. What the heck are those? Those are these. A regular pair of sunglasses, or so you'd think, except, look, we have gold contacts. Can you see that, Dominic?
Yep.
Lovely job. And they have circuitry inside, and there we have the audio hardware, completely invisible to the eye. So as you're driving, you can listen to your music, and also have protection. And at the insistence of the NETAC rep, I'm wearing these to close out. This is KitGuru with NETAC at Computex 2024. It's kitguru.net on the web, and we're on TikTok. Give us a like, give us a thumbs up, show me some love.